Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox back for another episode. I'm absolutely thrilled today to have my good friend Pat Flynn with me. Pat, first of all, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Tom.
So, Pat, how long have you lived in Kerrville?
Since 2012.
And you have one of the more unique businesses I'm aware of, and I wanted to see if I could visit with you about it for this podcast, and you've graciously agreed to take some time. So, tell us about Pat Flynn's business.
Pat Flynn's business is stump grinding.
Stump grinding. And now, is that stump removal or is
Stump removal, stump grinding. Stump removals is used interchangeably with stump grinding.
How did you get into this area?
In Dallas, I actually had a restaurant at the time. And I met a guy who was building these machines, and he would come to some of the places we'd meet up. And he always had this big machine on his truck. And we've known each other a couple of years, and we got to talking, and one thing led to another. I got tired of chasing pennies to make $1, and I bought my first stump grinder from him in early 2000, and I've been doing it ever since.
Did you start up doing it in Dallas?
Yes.
And then I see, it seems to me there's a big need for stump removal in this part of the hill country.
Big need for stump removal. We have the drought, we have oak wilt. Sometimes there's just an obtrusive tree in the neighborhood or in your home. And so, yeah, it's a good demand. It's just getting the name out there.
What about all that cedar?
Cedar's good. I like cedar. I like as many stumps as you can get, especially if they're the smaller, medium types. But I do them all. I have a machine this machine that I have, John bought the patent to him. John's been John Rhodes in Dallas. We're still best friends. He bought the patent from this guy. Him and his brother had a landscape business at the time. And this guy came with this stump grinder. It's not your Vermeers or your Racos. It's called the Can-Do. And he designed it, built it, mechanical engineer that was a stump grinder. It's an older guy. And John was amazed by it. One thing led to another, and he bought the first machine. Then he bought the patent, started building them. And then years later, I met him. And so I have a machine that is unique, and it's a machine that can grind big stumps, but get to small ones too. It's kind of like a little transformer in a way. You can retract the front wheels to get into 29-inch openings. It has a boom on it to go out another 3 feet. All these little things that only a stump grinder would think of in building a really quality machine.
And what geographic area do you do work in?
Kerrville and surrounding, obviously. I'll go to San Angelo. I have a brother that has a tree service out there, so I'll go from there to time. From time to time, I'll go to San Antonio. I'll go as far as you want if you're willing to pay a minimum fee upon reason. The furthest job, and it was a gamble, I had to bid it online, but I trusted the guy, was in not El Paso. It was on the border, I think, of the Eagle Pass.
Okay.
And I took 2 machines on there. I put one on my back of my truck and one on my trailer, and everything went good. So I'll go wherever to a point.
Now, are you a one-man band?
I'm a one-man band, except for my dog, Jackson.
Okay. Tell us about Jackson.
Jackson is my customer service rep. He's more famous than I am. I have customers that request him now that he's been there. He's a very impressive dog, very smart dog. And all my customers love him. Never had a problem with customers, and he's kind of he's the famous guy.
Is he the face of the brand?
He's the face of the brand, for sure.
So tell me, walk me through the process from you get a call, do you go to the customer's location, take care of the issue? Walk me through that process.
I get a call, schedule an appointment to go look at the stumps, how many and what they look like. Most of the time, I price stumps. I have a rate per diameter inch. It's kind of the baseline. So depending on how many stumps and how large they are, I will do like diameter inches and times a rate, say $4 a diameter inch, for example, depending on the size of the stumps. And then that's kind of my base. If there's a bunch of them, I kind of look at it. I'll do the base and just basically give you a price. And if you have stumps that need done like right now, I can serve that. I can do same day services, but it's in so I'll sell the job, And if I have my grinder, if they want to get it done now, we can do it now. But typically, maybe the following day or the following week or whatever. And then basically load Jackson up and drive out there. And my machine is a kind of a walk beside, it's hydraulically propelled, and meet the customer and say hello. And I drive my machine to each stump if it's multiple stumps. My typical standard grind is 6 inches deep, 6 to 8 inches deep from the top of the ground, and I just start grinding. And so it's a pretty quick turnaround most of the time. I'm in and out quickly. I've been doing this for 5 years now, so I know my machine well. I'm an owner operator, so the guy you're talking to is the guy that's going to sell the job, do the job, and take care of my customers. Most of my business is referral business. Most all of my business is referral business.
What's the biggest job in terms of either length of time or number of stumps that you can recall doing, Pat?
After the storm, the snow.
That's the snowpocalypse of February of
I
21.
had the largest job was over 300 stumps on Greg's ranch, and then on Mike's ranch at the same time, in the same time frame. So I had about 300 plus at Greg's, and this is in Fredericksburg. Both of them were in Fredericksburg, and 300 plus at Mike's and my in-town work. That was the first year that I thought maybe I'm burned out. I was burning belts. I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning. When you do so many, the largest stump I've done was I've done several large ones. Maybe one, the ash trees in Angelo got hit with that ice, and those ash trees, you're looking at 120 inches or so across. And so there was an ash in San Antonio, the one I'm referring to, that was probably 130 inches across. So a large stump to me is anywhere from 50 to 60, maybe 65, 70 inches is a large stump. 70 would be like an extra large stump, and it goes from there. I did one recently from the flood. It was one of cypresses. It was 120 inches across, but those are some wood softer than others. So I think those two, it's not uncommon to get 15 or 20 or some large stumps, or I do small stumps. I'll go out, and my minimum charge is $150. So if you have a little 10-inch stump, it's $150. Other than that, it's priced by the diameter inch. But I would say that after that winter is when I really had some big jobs.
You mentioned the flood. Has the flood impacted your business literally one way or the other?
No. I think it's because there's large equipment out there, and maybe they're not ready yet. I've been out there and I've talked to some people, and they haven't seen any stump grinding out there, but they have the large equipment out there. So we'll see. Most of my business, and that it's different here than in Dallas. Dallas was mostly from tree services. They would call me, I'd answer the phone, and I'd go to the job and collect whatever. And I had medium-sized, small companies, big companies from in there calling me. Here, it's mostly direct retail with a few other guys that refer me. So a lot of times I have contractors that they pay me and I'll do the job and they pay me, or they will just turn me on direct to the customer, or the customer just has my number from a friend or from me doing stumps for them in the past. It's a decent mix here. I like it here better because I like doing in Dallas, you're going from usually the jobs are a little smaller, but you have more volume. And here it's a slower pace, but there's more stump per job. So it's 6 one, half dozen the other, but I like the pace here. I don't mind how I get them, but here it seems to be more 15s and 20s, and the residential lots are typically larger, but you know.
Pat, unfortunately, we're near the end of our time for this episode. But before we leave, I wanted to ask you if our listeners wanted to find out any more information about you, your company, get in touch with you, what might be the best place or places for them to go?
You can call me. First of all, my phone number is 830-777-7916. Pat Flynn, stumpremoval.com. You can reach me there. Those are the two ways mostly. You can go online and Google stump grinding Keville or stump removal Keville, and I'll come up typically right at the top part of that. So Pat Flynn Stump Removals. Ask for Jackson, 830-777-7916, or just get on Google and type in stump grinding Keville. It's a good way to do it.
Well, Pat, I wanted to thank you for coming down to visit with me, and I look forward to continuing this conversation.
Thank you, Tom.